They said, just take a seat, as if that's a simple request, as if I haven't spent my entire adult life spiraling over where to sit in literally any room. You think I'm choosing a chair, but what I'm actually choosing is how people will perceive me for the next hour. Confident, shy, weird, late, desperate for power. It all starts with a chair, and I'm already sweating. You walk in and instantly regret it. The room is silent, too silent. A battlefield of chairs stares back at you, neutral yet full of judgment. You freeze because this is no longer a social gathering. This is psychological warfare. Every step you take echoes your insecurity. There are no instructions, no signs, no seating chart, only you, your overactive brain, and 26 chairs plotting your downfall. You fake confidence, but everyone knows you're scanning for escape routes. You make eye contact with someone you don't know. Now you're morally obligated to sit near them, but not too near. 1 seat away, acceptable. Right next to them, you might as well propose marriage. You turn, you pivot, you nod, you hover, you're pretending to look casual. But your body says, I'm in a social crisis and I haven't trained for this. You consider standing forever. And then you sit. And immediately hate everything. The seat is cold. It squeaks when you breathe. You realize you've sat slightly too far forward, but if you adjust now, everyone will notice. You become hyper-aware of your limbs. You're 92% sure you've forgotten how to be a human. You pretend to check your phone, even though you have no new messages, even though it's on airplane mode, even though the only app open is the calculator. Because earlier, you tried to figure out how many minutes of discomfort you could survive. You glance around to see if others are doing better. They are. Someone even crossed their legs without overthinking it. You make a mental note to research how to do that later. The speaker starts talking, but you're not listening. You're focused on the chair. It tilts just slightly to the left. Is that a design flaw, a metaphor, a personal attack? You shift. The chair creaks. The person next to you looks. You panic and pretend it was part of a thoughtful repositioning. You nod as if you agree with something that was said. Nothing was said. You look at your exit paths. There's the door you came through, and there's a fire exit blocked by 3 folding tables and a guy eating yogurt. You accept your fate. A new person walks in. They do the exact same panic routine you did. You feel seen, you feel better. You also feel superior because you're already seated. You've evolved. But then, the new person sits in a better chair, padded, scented sunlight glowing on the armrest. You question everything. You scan for your bag. It's on the floor, too far to reach without looking like you're trying to escape. Too close to ignore. You nudge it with your foot and act like that was intentional. It wasn't. Someone asks if this seat is taken. You freeze, your brain crashes. You reboot by saying, I think so. You don't think so, you just panicked. Now you've gate-kept a perfectly good chair, and everyone knows it. You start counting chairs. Why are there 27? Why is one slightly taller than the others? Why does that feel like a threat? The person next to you starts a conversation. You nod, smile, answer politely. Then instantly overthink every word you just said. You replay it. You regret it. You wish chairs came with social scripts. You glance at the clock. It's been 7 minutes. You feel like you've aged 3 years. The event ends. People start to leave. You stand too quickly. Your leg is asleep. You pretend you meant to stumble. You walk out with dignity, which is impressive, considering your foot is still numb and your soul is missing. You get outside, you breathe, you swear you'll never overthink sitting again. Until next time.